the goal today was basically to make bee bullets and a bee magazine. So I wanted to start with like modeling a hive. So I kind of got this picture from the internet of a hive, and I'm just basically modeling a hive after that. Once I've got the hive modeled and I'm happy with it, I move on to making the textures for it. So I just kind of wanted to make it look like it's got like honey dripping out of it, so it really looks like there's bees actively living in it and this thing's thriving and full of honey. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks here. I think it looks pretty good, looks thriving. After that, I moved to my master gun file, which I could use to actually like line the parts up with the modular gun structures. So here I just kind of line up an attachment for the gun. I put some pipes down to make it look like it's like manufactured to be for this gun and whatnot. Add some textures, and then it's basically good to go in the game at that point. Now when I first actually load the model in the game here, the size is completely messed up. It's way disproportionate. Looks nothing like a beehive, and that's because I made a mistake in the Blender file itself. I need to normalize all of the transforms so that it actually sees its size that it is in the Blender file as the unit size is the 1 scale and 0, 0, 0 transform. After I do this, it's basically fine. Now I just have to add the correct materials onto it, and then it's in Unity. That's basically done with Blender for the beehive. And I just absolutely love how this looks. I have a post-processing algorithm that's doing some edge detection, and it just enhances it a ton. But when I open this up in the in-game menu, it looks like shit. It looks nothing like the way that it's supposed to look or the way that it looks in-game. I end up fixing this by changing the way that the lighting works in the menu gun. Instead of a single spotlight, it's just got 4-point lights. Then I changed the post-processing for the menu gun's camera to use its own special edge highlighting algorithm. And it honestly comes out perfectly. Like, that looks exactly like it looks in-game. This couldn't have gone better. Now that the beehive's basically done and in the game, it's time to actually start making the bullets this thing's going to be shooting. So right now I'm just modeling a bee in Blender. But I was looking at realistic pictures of bees when I was making this thing, and it just starts coming out as like an absolute fucking monstrosity. This thing is disgusting. These legs are making me sick. Eventually I come back to my senses and remove the legs, and then it's moving on to texturing. But I mean, the texturing was incredibly easy. It's a bee, it's yellow, and it has black stripes. The real important part was making sure that he had the right expression on his face. You know, I can't have these bees flying around looking happy. They're killing things, so they should look pissed. And that's it for Blender. Now it's time to bring the bee into the game and actually program this thing to do bee things. So I write some, typical bee code, and bam, like that, they're flying around. And now it's time to move on to setting up the first tests to see if they actually seek out enemies. And of course they don't, because things like this never work the first time. So now it's back to setting up a bit more of a simple test to see if they actually set the enemy as their target or not. And evidently they are setting the enemy as their target, so that means the issue is likely with the code that rotates and redirects the bee. After a little bit of trial and error, I've got them successfully seeking out the enemy and hitting it. Now I'm just going to add a quick emissive texture to these bees to make them a little bit more visible so we can really see them flying around. And just like that, we've got a bee magazine and bee bullets. If you guys like the look of this game, then go into the description of the video, go to the Steam page, and wishlist it.